Good
Tony,
stuff.
there's some major news happening in wrestling around this time. I don't know if you're, I mean, I know you were there for a cup of coffee, but did you have any relationship at all with Dino Bravo?
No, Dino was not a friendly sort.
Well, I think I figured that out when he got shot 7 times, at least twice in the head
Right.
on March 10th. So 3 days before this show that we're watching, he got whacked in
Mm,
Laval, Quebec, a city that's about 20 minutes north of Montreal. Police there found 17 shells from a semi-automatic 22 and a 380 caliber handgun on the floor of Bravo's living room.
God.
Because there was no sign of a struggle or forced entry, police believe that Bravo knew his killers. Bravo's wife and 6-year-old daughter were out for the evening because the daughter had ballet class. And she says, the wife, Diane, says she last spoke to her husband around 9 o'clock. And when she arrived to their $850,000 home with their daughter at 12:20, she found her husband dead, sitting in his easy chair with the television on. And because there were so many shots fired, including one which broke a window, none of his neighbors heard a thing. And that caused speculation that the killers were professionals who may have used silencers. And police also found what they called a large sum of money in his home. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he wasn't that friendly, and of course he was. When I was there, let's see, he wasn't part of the Quebecers,
No, no, no.
but he was French. He
That's right.
was his manager during that
Correct.
time, and he just wasn't that friendly of a guy, you know. But doesn't mean he was a bad guy. Did they ever find a killer? And did they ever find a motive? Where did they do? What happened after that went down?
They believe it was involving 234 cases of cigarettes that were busted and 69 cases of tobacco.
Okay.
I guess that's $400,000 that was lost here.
Okay.
And maybe people thought that he was responsible for the bust, or either way, it was front page news. Dino Bravo executed for trafficking in tobacco.
Wow.
It's
Man.
worth mentioning that recently, the prior week actually, Dino Bravo had some acquaintances who were arrested in Montreal. They were caught with tomato cans, but these tomato cans were not filled with tomatoes, and they weren't filled with tobacco. They were filled with what we might call toot.
Wow.
So if you lose 477 kilos of toot, and then the next week, $400,000 of tobacco,
Yeah.
well, when your wife comes home from dance,
Hmm.
and by the way, that is interesting to me. If you got a 6-year-old in March, I guess it's conceivable that this was spring break. But why is a 6-year-old coming home from ballet practice after midnight?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Mm. Wow.
Not a lot of
Okay.
assassinations in wrestling, right? Can you
Yeah.
think of many other assassinations in wrestling?
A lot of people killed a promotion, but
Right. Now,
right.
if we were to line up people who've killed promotions, who would
Mhm.
we put near the top of the list?
Well, you'd put me.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I worked for JCP. There they went. I worked for WCW. There they went. I
Oh, you
left
work
W.
for XWF?
There they went. I left WWE, and look at them now.
Tony Khan, if you're listening, do not fire Tony Schiavone.
We are joking.
That belt that Sting's wearing, the WCW World Title, it's already missing the logo plate. I know you don't give one shit about that, but it's a 5-plate belt. And before you get to the snap box, there was a logo plate that said WCW Champion on it, and I kind of assumed that plate came off later, but here it is, sans plate.
Mhm.
So yeah, what do you think of Sting's look here? By the way, very colorful paint. The light blue or teal tights with the white scorpion and pink boots.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is quite a look here.
Yeah, and he has red, white, and blue face paint, but it's neither the Union Jack nor the Stars and Stripes. I'm I'm just amazed at Paul Orndorff, and I know because of his nerve damage, his right arm,
Yeah.
was not what it used to be, but still at his age, look how great he looked back then.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Paul was a pro, man. Really was a pro. See, I makes it they do a collar and elbow and they make it look just really, really weird. Very well done. Really weird. Real. Man, let me take my teeth out. Really real.
Oh,
Real.
one shot.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Back in. Never thought I could do commentary with this in, but I can. It's amazing.
Can you do it without it? Does anything whistle? Do the S's sound funny?
I did a whole show without it, a whole collision without it. And I told him, I said, and it was a tape collision. I told him, I said, if it sounds bad, I'll go back and voice it over. And they said, no, everything sounded great. So, and I can't remember which one it was. No, Antonio, the implant will not be ready until probably the end of June. So I'm with this for quite a while. Bobby wants to know, have you had time to watch any WCW on their YouTube channel? Bobby, I wouldn't watch that at gunpoint, but I appreciate it. I'm into the now, into the now. Interesting. The fans really responded to Sting, and it's not because he's a big star, but because the way he looks, right? Yeah. You still with me?
I sure am.
Okay. Don't nod your head because they can't hear it rattle through your microphone. Just say yes.
No, I'm aware, sir.
Okay.
I was doing something.
All right.
I know you're blessed with just pulling your pud. I got to run traffic every now and again. I'm sorry.
Run traffic. Look at Paul do some bump for Sting, man. God almighty. By the way, we are late, as you might imagine, with the March bonus podcast, but we're getting them out this week. And by the way, Adam DeMoy has one for us this month.
Tony, do you, if you don't mind,
I don't.
Could you do your tooth trick again? Let's go to one shot and we'll.
Want something low? If it ain't another hole that I got to get with, gap teeth in your mouth so my gats got to fit.
DJ Turn Up.
Oh, he's with us, and he wants to know.
Love that one. Okay.
What's your favorite song off the new Playboi Carti album?
I don't know.
You love
I
them
missed
all?
it. I missed Playboi Carti. I missed that.
Oh man, you're gonna love it.
Do you still call it albums?
Yes.
They still call them albums.
Yep.
Okay.
Jacob Stimel. I'm from Bulls Gap, Tennessee. I was looking for a house, and Jason, when I talked to him, it seemed like he knew a lot about what he was talking about, and he was a big help with anything I ever needed. It was my first time buying a house, so I didn't know what I was getting into. It was a good experience. I closed actually a week earlier than planned. Anytime I needed help with anything or had any questions, he'd answer right away and help me learn a lot too. I would gladly recommend anybody. Y'all are a big help, and if I ever go to buy a house again, I'd go with y'all again. My name is Jacob Stimmel, and I got into my first home with the team at SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.